Okay, technical questions, how to begin a conversation, right? How to present, hesitation, okay. Mr. Ajay, I'm sure these are common ones that you see often.
Yes, yes, yeah. It's just like a doctor seeing the same diseases coming, patients having the same diseases. Yeah,
Right, right. I hope we are able to talk to you about all of this today in today's session.
yeah. So let's begin the session, guys. I will directly jump to the point, okay? And in between, guys, listen to this carefully. In between, I will talk a bit about me, but that is not going to anything related to boasting myself. There is everything is related to the topic which MyWays has chosen for you. Okay, so whatever I'm talking, guys, everything is related to you, and use the Q&A box or the link which Tanvi has already shared with you. Keep pouring your heart, whatever you doubts you have got, and I will try to answer them uh, with best of my capabilities. Okay, so let's begin the session, guys. Let me just share the screen with you, and this PPT is not going to really kill you, so it is of use to you. Okay, so let me just share it with you. Okay, type V, letter V in the chat box if it is visible to you, everybody. And when you type the answer, you can select that to everyone so that everybody can see that chat, whatever you're typing. Great, good. I am loving the audience. People are alive and kicking with energy. Great. So this is what this screenshot which I have taken. Okay, this is what you guys have asked for. And I think many of these I would be answering while answering your questions. Okay. Now, I will take 3 to 4 minutes to set the agenda. Okay. Now, what do you remember when you see this image and you see this year 2002? Just type in the chat box quickly. Okay, I see send to everyone caption is not enabled in the chat box. Let me just enable it for everybody. Okay, now you can send it to everybody. Thanks for informing about it, Parikshit. Osama, okay. Harish remembers Osama. People remember 9/11. Very nice, American, the attack on Twin Tower. And why this is important, okay? So, Subrata, I see you have raised your hand. If it is intentionally, please hold for some time. We'll have a Q&A session, or you can type in the chat box, okay? So, year 2002, rightly mentioned by all of you, it's 9/11. The world changed forever after that, okay? And why this year is so important for me, because that was the year when I was in the engineering college. Okay, that was the final year for me, or not year, third year for me. Okay, and we went, and I am pass out from NIT Nagpur, guys, and I'm telling you this with an intention. So listen to this. So in year 2002, I went for summer internship, and when I came back and we were having classes and everything, and meanwhile this instance happened, and I was among top three in my metallurgical engineering department. And in our college, it was a trend that if you are in top five in metallurgy or any of the branches, some of the dream companies at that time, like DRDO, Infosys, Wipro, these used to pick without even making you sit for aptitude test or anything. Okay, no GD, no aptitude test, directly one interaction and done. Okay, so I was pretty sure that I will be through with these companies. And generally at that time, WhatsApp and email access was not that prominent. WhatsApp was not there. Email access was also a luxury. So we used to guess all the notices on the notice board of the TNP department. When we went there to see what all companies are visiting, there was just one notice on the notice board, and that notice was for our seniors that they from Infosys that their joining got delayed by 8 months. Okay, so no intimation for any company for our batch, and that was the what is the bomb for us. We realized that how bad it is going to be for us. And why I'm telling you guys all this, okay, I am telling you all this, guys, because you can see me here at the center, mid, the tallest one. Okay, so and why I'm telling guys all this to you, if I go from 2002 to fast forward 2022, almost 20 years right now from that instance. 2002 was a time when many of my batchmates they cried. Unfortunately, a few of them even thought of committing suicide. Thankfully, they didn't do it, because a lot of them put a lot of things on stake at stake before coming for this kind of a course. So they were really in a panic situation. Okay, and they didn't realize what to do at that point of a time. Nothing, nowhere to go, no company was giving offer. Now, if I look at all of them today, okay, everybody is well settled. Okay, well settled in the sense they are doing whatever they feel like doing. Many of them are settled abroad. Many of them are doing quite good in India. Many of them are running their own shows like me after working in corporate for some time. So in this 20 years, people reach wherever they wanted to reach. Why I'm telling all this, guys? Because in today's time also, if I look at all the news, don't look at all this, don't read it. It is all negative news, okay? But these are all reality of today's time. Leaving some of the premium colleges and premium profiles, everybody is struggling to get a job, though the jobs are available, but there's a mismatch of the talent required and the talent you have got. And there is also a problem which everybody talks about, that the salary which used to be offered before versus the salary which is going to be offered or is being offered today, there's a difference. Do you agree with me what I'm saying, guys? Is it making sense? Type MS in the chat box. Is it making sense what I'm talking right now? That there is a lot of news around the salary differentiation, the less job opportunities, and all of that. And that is what is essentially making news. Though there are good jobs available, but they are not in plenty. For one interview, for one job, probably there are more than 100 people sitting for that kind of a job profile. And I'm trying to draw a parallel what is happening today in 2022 and what happened in 2002. I would say today we are much lucky. Okay, why we are luckier today? Because we have got all these tools. We have got Zoom, GoToMeeting, MS Teams, Skype, and whatnot, and so many other tools through which we are able to keep our business running. Think about 2002. Even email was a luxury at that time. Mobile phone used to be a luxury at that time. Think the situation of world at that time. It was like one of the what is the deepest depression I would have seen at that point of a time. Okay, economy was in doldrums. Today we are much better, guys. Okay, but the I understand the sense emotions which many of you would have. The emotions were almost same. Now, why I'm talking about all this, guys? Because I am a firm believer that whether it is interview or running your own business or succeeding in your job or maintaining a relationship, unless you have the right mindset, if your mind is not set in the right direction, you will not get it. That's why I'm spending initial 5 to 10 minutes on this particular thought. Now you have got two faces on the screen. Okay. Now let me use this image. Okay. This guy, brooding, crying. Okay. Teary eyes. There would be one set of people here who would be in this phase. Okay. Why it happened in 2020, 22? Why it didn't happen before or after? Why me? Why me? That's the kind of a phase people would be, right? And I'm not criticizing you. I'm just trying to put a reality check. Just see if you are in this phase one. And this is phase two. This is a laughing Buddha, I call it. Okay. Laughing Buddha, as in that he understands the situation is not that great, but it is what it is. We are just a small pebble in the whole world. And how can we even think that, okay, why it is happening to me? It is happening to so many. And this is how probably the creator of this world has decided to run the show at this point of a time. So let it be. Let me just chill out. Whatever is there for me, I will get it. And how much is there for me, I will get it. So let me just do my job. This is phase two. And I know it is not easy to be in phase two all the time. I understand. There would be some situation when you will be in phase one, and that's absolutely okay. But listen to this line, everybody, and I want everybody to pay really good attention right now what I'm going to say. It is absolutely okay to be in phase one, but for a very limited time. Okay? When you come across any problem, you will be in phase one for some time, crying, brooding. But how soon you get out of that and get into phase two, that will decide your future. How soon and how far you can reach in your life. Okay, so it's okay to be in phase one, but try to move to phase two as early as possible, because there is no other option. Brooding and crying will not yield you anything. Okay, now the question is to all of you. If you are in phase 1 right now, you can log out from the session immediately, because nothing is going to be of use to you. Whatever I will say, everything will sound negative and flowery, little too dreamy and all that. It will not make sense to you. But if you are determined that you are going to work, come what may, whatever is the situation, if my English is not good, it's okay. If I'm not presentable, it's okay. If I'm not very well prepared for technical round, it's okay. I will work on it, work on it, work on it. If this is, hello everybody, I think everybody is listening. If this is the thought process you have got, be here. Otherwise, you can log out. Okay, and if you are with this thought process, type IMAF, which means I am a fighter. If you are a fighter, if you are really a person who is going to work on the stuff, not expect heaven to come here to help you out, and nothing is going to work. No need to waste your like 1 hour time. And even I don't want to talk to you unless you get into the right mindset. I have trained guys, nothing to boast again. I have trained enough of humans. I have trained enough of trainers. And what I've understood, that wasting energy on the people who have poor mind, not the right mindset, it's a wasted of time. And I am doing it because I am passionate about it. So I don't want to really waste my time. Okay, thank you everybody. Thanks a lot for this tremendous, great response, and love this energy, guys. Very nice, great. So I'm talking to all the very soulful people over here. So now since you understood the reality, so let's understand also some of the real things which are happening right now. Hiring numbers dropped, and they will also drop, and this trend will keep changing. People who, if some of you are from premium colleges like IITs and NITs and some of the great private colleges, you probably have a better chance to get good job immediately. Not all, but many of you will get it. A few months ago, I was doing a workshop in IIT Kanpur. Okay, so there I realized that many students, even they got much better job opportunities than 2019 guys would have got at that time. Okay, and I realized but that section, that number is limited. That those are premium jobs and premium expertise. People have got a lot of good expertise, so they got good job. But otherwise, if I talk about typical profiles, then the numbers are less. However, some of the IT companies are coming with very promising number like TCS and all. They are giving very good speculations. Though the compensation is a hit. Whatever was the compensation 2 years ago, either it is same or it is even lesser than that. Okay. Selected segments are performing better. We all know that hospitality and all these industries are not really performing that good right now, and we know the reason. So with all this, what I'm telling you guys, remember what I was telling you 2002 to 2022, that journey I was talking to you about. This is a journey for you. And your journey, if you are in final, I don't know whether you are in final year, third year, wherever, whenever your journey is starting to get into corporate or to start something on your own, this journey is long, is decades old. Okay, it's going to have it's the age is decades, right? It's not going to end like just now. So don't pass a judgment based upon what you're getting today. Okay, if you will keep participating, if you'll keep working on yourself, whatever job you get into, whatever business you start, you will be raising your standard after every few months. Those who are expecting that they should get immediately something in return, they are living in fool's paradise. Okay, I hope it is making sense to all of you. So just accept this reality and understand this is short term. This is not long term. These problems are going to remain there for some time. Okay. The last finding is that interviews, though the offices are opening up, but still people have realized, since people have realized that online things save a lot of money and a lot of energy and logistics issues. So I understand that interviews might still happen online. Okay, so just be ready with the skill set required for online interactions. Online interaction in the sense, like right now, if you're seeing me right now, there's an angle at which I am sitting with respect to my camera. Okay, so I don't have very great setup at this is my home arrangement. So I don't have very great lighting, but I have just got 2 lighting placed so that I am properly visible to people. Right, so there's few things you need to just take care of before getting into any virtual interview. So I have kept my mobile phone just next to me so that in case this laptop creates some problem, immediately I can join in from my mobile phone Zoom application. So all these things you just need to be a little careful while accessing or while going for online interview. So this is the time for change in case you are already not thinking about it. Okay, but it is much better than 2002. Let me just, because I have seen both the worlds, so I can tell you that it's much better. So don't worry. Okay, now a very brief about me, my journey. The first job which I took from my college was in Dalco, and that was not through the college. As I told you that it was a very bad time, so I had to struggle a bit here and there. I got admission in IT Mumbai for MTech because I was not interested in MTech, but I realized that probably job won't be available. So I also applied for GATE, cracked it, got admission in IT Mumbai for corrosion science. Meanwhile, I was applying in multiple companies related to metallurgy, and I got a job in Hindalco. So I opted for Hindalco and I left MTech option at IIT Mumbai. After Hindalco, I joined Usha Shriram Group, went for MBA from Symbiosis. After MBA for 2 years in marketing, I joined CSC, a business consulting company in USA. Then worked for a startup in USA, Ground Truth, which changed my life to a large extent, or for betterment only. And the last company where I worked was Adobe in India. And that's pretty much my journey, like work profile. And after working for Adobe, I started my own company by the name Koek Education. And don't search for all this right now, guys. You can do all of this later. Right now, just be with me. You can take the note of the name, whatever you want to. Just do all this research later. Right now, just be with me. So Koek Education is the name of the company which I started. And I also launched a brand by my name only, Coach APM, specifically for communication skills programs, okay, for working professionals. Koek Education is more for colleges, training, placement training, like right now what we are doing. There are many more trainers with me. And also we have got online spoken English classes because we realize that many people struggle in life because of English problem. Communication skill is different, English is different, right? So for spoken English, even if you search Koek Education, you see a lot of things related to spoken English. Okay, that is how people have responded to our website and our business pages. That's how we are ranked there. This is the journey in brief. Now, this all could be possible because I was consistent. Okay, I didn't really put my foot down in 2002 thinking everything ended. Okay, and by the way, I am from Kanpur and I completed my 12th in Hindi medium from UP board only. And I changed a lot. As the situations were demanding, I was just changing myself. Okay, that is how I think I kept moving, and that is what I can suggest you. That is what is required. Now, this is about me and about the company. Let me get into directly to the point here. Okay, guys, what is BC? All North Indian guys, please don't type anything stupid here in the chat box. It doesn't mean what you think right now. Tell me, what do you think is BC? What would be the short? What will be the full form of this? What do you think? No guesses. Before Christ, business communication. Okay, great guess, Pawan and Devans and Parikshit, Srinivasan. Okay, Aishwarya. BC is before COVID. Okay, so before COVID, this is how our programs used to look like. You can probably identify me also somewhere here and there, right? This is IIT Kanpur. Basically, I think this is Chitkara University. This is IISER Bhopal. This is IIT Ropar, right? Multiple colleges here and there. So some of you might be from any one of these colleges. That is how we used to conduct our workshops before COVID. And during COVID, that is right now also, most of the classes or professional trainings, one-to-one sessions are happening like this, either on Zoom or GoToMeeting or whatever software. So nothing is stopping. Similarly, you will also not stop. Whatever situation comes up, you will keep performing. Now, coming to the point, what are the keys to acing interview process? Okay. Now, look at this line, guys. Everybody, just look at this. Interview process is nothing but how good you are with respect to making human connection. Okay. Now, what do I mean by that? See, your aptitude test or technical written test or technical interview, and leave the technical interview, just look at aptitude test or technical written test or coding or whatever. These things tell about your aptitude. Okay. Now, when you get into any kind of a discussion, whether it is group discussion, personal interview, technical interview, in all this, your answers are important. But more than that, what is important is your energy. Most of you might be seeing me for the very first time. Okay, unless you know me, you have attended some program, or you might have seen my YouTube channel or something. You might be how many, just let me ask this question, how many of you are listening to me for the very first time? Type I in the chat box. Or those who are listening me, like you have listened to me before, type B. You see, so many of you are listening to me for the very first time. Good. Okay, good or bad, both, but it's good. Now, good, why? Because now I can ask you a question. Can't you make out something about me? Can't you make out what is the intention of this guy and whether he's bad or good in whatever he does? Are you not able to make some guesses about it? Type yes or no in the chat box. If you're able to make some guesses about me, type yes. If nothing, I am a very cold look guy, type no. Okay, some of you would be no, so many of you are yes, no. Now the point here is, guys, in interviews, within 2 minutes or even less than that, 2 minutes even is quite high. Within few minutes of you entering and you talking, or otherwise also in general, when you meet people, you get to know about them through their vibes, through their energy. If you are getting inside a meeting room with a with nervousness, see, some bit of nervousness will be there, obviously, right? But if you are like nervousness to an extent that you are in depression, kind of, okay, or you are not confident about yourself, you are too much disturbed, you will go with that kind of energy in the meeting room, and people can make out. If you're not prepared properly, people can make out. Your intention and your preparation is visible even before you start talking. If you don't believe me, it's okay. But those who can believe me, they will be benefited. Okay, I'm saying this because there are two reasons for it. First, see, guys, I completed, and after working for 3 years, I when I went for MBA, I completed MBA in 2007. From 2007 till today, not even 1 year has gone by when I have not trained people. Even before starting Quake Education in 2017, before that also, whether I was in the US or in Chennai or in Gurgaon or in Noida, I have taught in so many MBA colleges and Time, Career Launcher, all these coaching centers, trained so many people in how to, what say, participate in the interview. Then after becoming a trainer, I started taking trainings in the companies how to interview people. So I have seen both the worlds. And with that, I'm telling you guys that interviewers, most of the time, they decide quite early during the discussion whether they want to hire you or not. They don't wait till the end. They make up their mind quite early in your discussion. Okay, so just go with a, so how to do that, we'll discuss about it, but just note it down somewhere that you need to go with a lot of good energy and positivity when you enter. Practice that. Okay, practice that. Think about a moment in your life when you were in the highest form, in the sense when you had the maximum confidence. Probably you might have won a cricket match, or you would have performed a great dance on stage, or you have got first prize somewhere. Think about that moment, close your eyes, and like that, you have that energy. Right now, I would like you all to do that. Just close your eyes, everybody. Just follow what I'm saying. Close your eyes. I'm not going to come out and bite you. So please close your eyes for a few seconds. Think about one moment. That moment where you felt so confident about yourself. That could be some cultural performance, some literary performance, some technical event, or maybe you have done something great for your family members, or you have achieved something in academic, something. And just try to visualize what you were wearing at that time, what kind of feelings you had at that time, what kind of responses you were getting from your near and dear ones, in case you were getting. All the things, try to visualize and see how do you feel. The same feeling you need to carry at the time of interview. Okay, this session is not about emotional intelligence and all. So I'm not going to really get into that, but I can just tell you that this is for everything. You should not do the research. Okay. Otherwise your life will be, what to say, it will fall short of what all you can do. Sometimes just take advices. Okay. And I'm giving you this advice. Whenever you are going to do something great in life, be in this energy, what energy I told you about. Okay. That's the first takeaway which you should take. Whether you are prepared fully or not, whether the interviewer look very khadus or not, leave all of that. Okay, leave all of that. Just be in this energy. Just type GI in the chat box if you got it, what I'm talking about right now. Those who got it, just type GI in the chat box. Somebody typed HI. Okay, probably by mistake. Benefit of doubt I will give. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody. Now let's move to the next point. Now this is, I would say, the most important point which is coming on your way. The point is, when you are, okay, let me just ask this question. In an interview process, you are an interviewee. Hypothetically assume, let's say Tanvi is interviewer. Assume कि Tanvi आपको interview ले रही है and you are participating in the interview as an interviewee. Okay. Now tell me who is the buyer and who is the seller. You consider yourself as an interviewee and Tanvi as an interviewer. Who is the buyer? Let me put this question. Who is the buyer? Okay, Devan says I am a seller, Tanvi is a buyer. Okay, Krishna says Tanvi, Prakshit, Shikha, interviewer, I am a seller. Okay, Tanvi is a buyer. Got it. Got it. Anybody who says that Tanvi is not the buyer, the interviewee is the buyer? Anybody here? Just type in the chat box. In case, just type I, letter I, in case you think you are the buyer. And it's a very important point coming on your way, guys. So just participate. Okay, Harsh and Devangya think that you are the buyer. Harsh, can you let me just see if I can unmute you. Harsh, would you like to speak up? Harsh Raj, I am allowing you to talk. Can you just speak up?
Hello, sir.
Harsh, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening,
Sir, I
Harsh.
think so that the interviewer is the seller. That's why he is selling a job, and I am going to take that job. So that's why I am the buyer, and he is the seller.
Perfect.
That's
Thank
my
you, Harsh,
point.
for bringing this perspective. Great,
Thank you,
good,
sir.
great. Thank you. Okay, great. So Harsh was to the point. I think probably Divyanga, Bharti, and others like who Parikshit, all of you would have also got the same point. Let me explain. Thanks for bringing this point. So basically, look at this. Those who typed that Tanvi or the interviewer is a buyer are right. Those who have typed interviewee is a buyer, you are also right. Okay, both are buyers, guys, and both are sellers. How? Interviewer has got a job, as rightly mentioned by Harsh. Interviewer has got a job to offer you. That's why he is basically selling a job prospects in the company to you, and you are buying that prospect because you also have got multiple choices, don't you? Okay, you have got a job in this company, that company, you need to choose one. So you are also a buyer. You are choosing one job for you. Same way, you have come there to sell your candidature, that you are the right fit for that job. That's why you are a seller. Are you getting it? So you are selling your candidature to the company and you are buying job prospects from the company. Same way, interviewer is selling the prospects of the company to you and buying your candidature. So both are buyers and both are sellers. Okay, type A in the chat box if you agree with it, if you got this, because I am going to tell you one thing basis this, which is going to change the way you answer the questions. Okay, great, good, thanks. Okay, so now you got it. Now when you know that you are a buyer and a seller, both, you need to understand when to wear which hat. Okay. If you are thinking whether this company is good or bad, whether they will provide me good opportunity or not, if you are thinking all these things at the time of interview, you are not doing a good job. Okay. You need to wear the hat of a buyer before the interview or even after the interview. Better. You analyze the prospects, whether to join this company or not, whether it is worth or not, before or after, not during the interview. During the interview, you are just a performer. You are just a seller who is just trying to tell that, see, look at me, interviewer. I am the best guy available for this job. That is your mindset at that point of a time. And ideally, what you'll have to do, what will be your job at the time of interview, is that you need to make that guy desperate to recruit you. That is your job at the time of interview. That's point number one with respect to buying and selling. Everybody got it, I hope that, okay, that you need to perform so well at the time of interview that that person becomes desperate for you. And at that time, don't have any apprehension. Let's say during the time of interview, realize that this person is quite stupid. And I just doubt whether the company is also so stupid. Don't think all that. At that time, your job is that I need to crack it. I need to perform with my best abilities. Okay, I need to perform with my best ability. That is the only thought you will have at that point of time. And once it is done, then you can analyze it. Point number two is when you are a seller, right now there are 90 plus people in the room. At the time of interview, you will also have tens of people sitting for the job profile, right? And think about an interviewer, and I'm telling you, sitting on this side, asking same questions, we keep getting same answers. Tell me about yourself. Where do you see 5 years down the line? Why should I recruit you? What will you do if I don't recruit you? What salary do you expect? For every question, almost same kind of answers come from individuals. And interviewers get bone tired listening to the same answers time and again. They are tired. They are sick tired of that. So point here is, if you are a seller and with you there are so many tens of other sellers, everybody is selling in the same manner, there's a problem. There's a problem, right? How will you get highlighted? Now listen to this. Idea is not to outsmart others. Listen to this. Idea is not to outsmart others. Idea is to outsmart yourself. Just see, let's for example, Subrata, okay? Subrata Ganguly is participating in an interview, and in that interview, he knows that there are many other people who might be better than him, but his job is to be just doing whatever best he has got to sell his candidature without sounding so desperate for the job. Interviewer should not feel like that, okay, this guy is desperate for the job. No, Subrata is very comfortable. Okay, or Shalu, whosoever, right? You are very comfortable. You are just performing at that point of a time. And as a seller, you are just trying to do your best, wearing the selling head that how can I bring the difference in my performance? I can give the best here. And you know what? Some of you might be thinking that if everybody is saying the same answer, then what is how can I make my answer different? See, I tell you what, there are high chances that your answers would be same. Okay, there are high chances answers will be almost same unless you are an achiever, you are a gold medalist, or you have done something great, or you are a great talker, that you can make very good sentences, you can use a lot of good flowery words and idioms and all that. So all that will make you different. Otherwise, majority of 80-70% people are same. What differentiates them is the energy with which they talk. Okay, the energy or the kind of willingness, the kind of smile they put on their face, the kind of body language which they come, that is what differentiates them from others. That is why I started this discussion by telling you that before entering the interview room, bring the energy of confident you. Remember that, right? Like if I talk about Sumit, Harshit, Kishan, anybody, any one of you, if you are entering the meeting room, get into that zone of high confidence and happy guy, and then you enter the meeting room. okay, or the interview room. Go with that energy. Your energy, your smile, the way you put your answers, that will be bringing a lot of changes. Otherwise, finding out how to answer, even if you go to my YouTube channel, which is by the name Coach APM, if you go there, you will find out 2 specific live sessions I have done free of cost, right? Just to tell people that how to answer the questions. I had covered so many answers there. Don't go there right now. I have put the link here in the chat box, but don't do anything there. You can just open that link and you can go to the interview related question answer later on. Right now, what I'm telling you, that is not there in that session. In that session, I have answered almost all kind of questions which are generally asked in the interview. Okay, there were almost 200, 300 people from all over the places, and twice we did it to come to kind of cover a number of questions there. The idea is that in a buying and selling process, just be cautious about that what role you are playing. Now, let me just go back and tell you something more about the verticals of interview, how to prepare about it. Okay, before that, let me just share this point. Is the screen visible to you? Just type Y in the chat box if it is visible to you. Great. Now, this is one of the doubts which I keep coming across a lot, that I'm not good at English. Will it impact my interview performance? What do you think? What's the answer? How many of you think that it will impact? Type it will. Depends, might not. Yes, yes, you are right. Okay, you are right. So I think what was written by Ritik and Pawan, it might impact, but not necessarily. Now let me explain this. And those who are good at it, good. I will spend 2 minutes to just explain that. See, nothing beats if you are good at a particular language. Think about this right now. If I am not good at the language in which I am talking, do you think I would be able to do good justice to what I want to say? No. But can I still deliver what I want to say? Yes. Are you getting it? The lessons which I am trying to impart on you right now, if I'm not great at communication or this language, not communication, at this language, I won't be able to make that much of impact. So don't, again, I will say, don't live in fool's paradise that my English is not that great, so what? It's okay. But if you are in that kind of a profession, if you are a real estate broker in North India, and if you don't know English, that's okay. Or if you're in Chennai and you know Tamil only, that's okay. But if you are getting into a corporate world where you will be talking to people in different countries, then just be realistic. You need to be good at English. Okay, that's the first thing. Just keep in your mind. Then you need to get better at it, because this is the profile which you're going to opt for. Now, the second point is that what about interview, sir? वो तो बात की बात है. पहले interview में whether I will be able to crack it or not. So the answer is, guys, even if your English is not great, the good news is that the question set is limited. The area is limited. Okay, area in the sense where the interviewer will take you. Okay, the questions are limited, same 20-24 questions in personal interview or the technical rounds. Okay, so you can just prepare those questions and practice them so much that when you speak, that comes out naturally. It is just like people remember Hanuman Chalisa or phrases from Quran or Guru Granth Sahib, right? People repeat it so many times that when they sing, it comes naturally to them. So if your English is not good, do this. Note down all the questions, write all the answers, get all those answers evaluated by somebody who is trained enough to do that. If some of your friends are smart enough, let them do it, or you can hire some trainers to do that job for you. Get those answers very well prepared, mature answers, correctly framed in English language, and then you start practicing them. Be your own interviewer. Sit on this chair and ask a question. Let's say, for example, let's say Krishna. Okay, Krishna is asking Krishna, Karthik calling Karthik. Okay, Krishna asks, okay, Krishna, please tell me about yourself. Then Krishna becomes another Krishna and answers that question. And you keep recording and listen to yourself. Do this exercise time and again, time and again, time and again, time and again, time and again. Okay, that is how you can perfect at least that part of it. But at the same time, guys, please keep working on your communication. Okay, it will help you throughout your life. So don't worry about that. Okay, don't worry about it. So don't worry about that right now, that what will happen to my this thing interview. If you are good at your technical stuff, just try to be decently well in communication right now, but for the long run, you need to work on it. And again, nothing to boast about me, guys. Uh, you know what, I have got many people to whom I give one-to-one sessions. They're all working professionals and a decent location, different decent positions. One of the guys is in a travel company, and he's an IT, he's a technical architecture head, okay, of that company. He's based out of Netherlands, Indian only. He grew to great height, he reached there. Now he's struggling because he finds that his English is, or his communication is not that great. He speaks, in the sense, he's not able to speak in a crisp language to the point. That's why he thinks that many of the times it happens that he's not given the opportunity to speak in the forums. Okay, and that's how he got to know about me, and now he's taking sessions to get better at that. What I'm trying to tell is that eventually you realize that you need it. So it's better that you start right now, start from your language, and then there are multiple layers of communication. You keep getting up there. But for interview, I answered the question. Uh, just note down all the question, write down the answers, get them validated, and keep practicing them if your English is not great. Now let's come to the next point. So with respect to interview skills, guys, there are three verticals. I talked about it. Let's come to this. So there are, let me just put them in the four part. Okay, now let's look at them, and if you understood this, you will be able to really handle it properly. Tanvi, can you please let me know how much time I have got right now?
So session was till 7. I'm sure people would be happy to extend a bit. Another 15 minutes, I think it should be fine.
Got it. Okay, great. Thanks, Tanvi. Okay, so these are the four verticals to prepare for an interview from like broader perspective. Now let's look at one by one. You can take a screenshot of it or you can note it down. We'll take one by one. First vertical is research to yourself. What do you mean by vertical, first of all? Vertical means that whatever questions are asked in the interview, they are going to be from either of these four areas. Okay, so you need to hit them one by one. So let me just start with the last first, because that's the easiest one. Research the job profile. Okay, this is the easiest one. Why it is easiest one? Because some people call it job description, JD. Whichever job profile you are going to go for, typically companies give you JD, job description, which you go through and you find out what this particular job will require me to do. Okay, through that you pick a few points, and those points in your own language you try to embed them in your answers. For example, if somebody wants to become a sales engineer, okay, then that job requires meeting people or having rapport with the client. You can use them in your answering. Okay, not exactly, but in different manner you can paraphrase them. In a different manner you can say the same thing. Or let's say if you are going for a business analytics role, and so that job obviously requires good analysis, then you just mention about that while mentioning why you are a suitable candidate. That's why job description is important to go through. In case the company has not given you job description, still you can search on the net and just see what typically that kind of a job profile requires. Okay, basis that you can answer this. Okay, I hope this making sense to you. Second is research the industry. It means that if you are going to appear for IT industry means if you're appearing for Infosys, Wipro, Cognizant, TCS, IBM, all that companies. If you are sitting for Tata Motors, Mahindras, and Maruti, that is automobile industry. Okay, like that. In which industry you are appearing for the interview, just have some facts about that industry. For example, IT, NESCOM. What is NESCOM? Okay, or maybe like if you talk about how much is the export of IT from India, have some numbers. Okay, no need to become a market researcher of this. Spend 30 minutes on this. Okay, and there's a website called Indian Brand Equity Foundation, IBEF, ibef.org. Okay, you can go there, ibef.org. Indian Brand Equity Foundation. You can go there and you can just have different snippets of multiple industries, and you can just understand the facts about those industries so that you can use them also while talking. Research the company. Many people don't do this. I don't know why. It is such an important area. There is a very common question which is asked during the interview that, what do you know about us? Have you done some research about our company? Make sure that you research the company, you find out about the company's products, services, what kind of, what to say, which locations they are located, how many people are there, if the company is in news for some reason, if the company has got patents, what are technology, right? All the good news which you know about the company, just you need to be ready with that. Okay, so this is about researching the company and even the competitors to an extent. Many people don't research about the competition. Find out the competition also. Okay, and you know what? If you go and search about Google, can you define what Google does in one line? For the company of the size of Google, if you find it, even if you go to their website, in just one line, they will tell about internet related product and services. The company is into internet related product and services. Every company tries to define their services in one line, whether that is Google or that is Quick Education. Okay, so every company does that. So just go to their websites, a website or LinkedIn profile somewhere, and they will be defining what do they do, so that you, when somebody asks you, what do you think what Google does? Don't say Google has got search engine, they have got G Suite, they have got this and that. That's a very stupid way to explain. Do it in a better manner, and that is what will differentiate you. Okay, so that's about it. Now let's go to research yourself. This is the major piece, guys. Okay, that's why I'm taking it last. Researching yourself is the major piece where all the questions related to tell me about yourself and to whatever they come. Now listen to this. If you are able to go through each question, discuss with the mature people, and get your answers ready, you will find that as a person you have improved. Okay, somebody asks you what are your strengths and weaknesses. One way is just to mug up something and just vomit that. One is that to really think about it, sugarcoat your answer properly, and then deliver. You know yourself. Let's say you are a very aggressive person. Okay, you beat people left, right, center when you don't agree with them. Obviously, you can't mention that in the interview. Okay, but you got to know, okay, this is my weakness, I need to work on it. And at the same time, you find out what kind of weakness you can mention during the interview process. Okay, so that's a research yourself is one area which will reveal yourself to you. It is one of the major important area, guys. So go through the question by question. And for that, I told you that in case you are interested, you can very well go to this the link which I pasted for you. You can go there, just search for interview. There are two like 1 hour videos which will talk about all these questions in detail. Okay, you can go through all the questions, tell me about yourself, everything you can answer. I understand some of you also asked about one question that let me just see if I can show you that. Somebody was asking about how to really get out of this nervousness. Okay, you get nervous while talking to people or getting into the interview. Now, if you look at this, just give me a second. Okay, now look at this. Okay, here if you see I know this is one common question. So for all the common things, I generally typically make one video and put it. Now, how to handle nervousness. Can you see this? Type yes in the chat box if you're able to see that. Got it. Great. Now you can just keep finding out. Now so like this, you can find out many answers here. Now look at this particular video, what I was talking to you about. How was this video and crack any interview, right? And this is also how to crack interview. These two, I think these will be almost 8 months ago, I created them. Very apt for you. Okay, very apt for you. So you can, these 3 videos, I think immediately, whatever you have asked me, you can go through them. But still, just to answer the question here briefly, let me just explain that. Guys, see, nervousness comes for a variety of reasons, but the number one reason is that you are not prepared properly. So over prepare whatever you are preparing. Okay, that is the easiest way to get out of nervousness. And then there are other tricks which I have already mentioned in that video. You can just go through them whenever you have time or if you're interested. Okay, I think I'm done, Tanvi. I did overshoot by 15 minutes.
No, that's absolutely fine. So, do we have any more questions that have already not been covered by the students? So please use the question and answer box. Harish is saying, I usually answer all technical questions correctly, but I still can't seem to crack the interviews. So, any advice on that?
Okay. No, Harish, I will say good that you are bringing it along. Did you try to analyze yourself that where you are faltering? So one, that I can just make a guess, Harish. Okay, that if when you were answering, with what attitude you were answering, assuming that you were answering correctly. Sometime, unfortunately, IT folks talk, or like engineers, they talk with a lot of attitude while giving the answer. Was your attitude correct while you were answering? Was your answers correct? First of all, were your answers correct? Second, just see what was your attitude like when you were answering. Okay, or were your answers were like they were too elaborative, or were you to the point? Okay, what kind, were you sounding very confident, or you were just kind of a mugged up answers you were saying? There could be many things, many things. Okay, so that is how I will say that try to find out exactly about what you are wearing, to how you were talking, to kind of sentences you were saying, whether it was long or small answer, and whether your answers were right or wrong. Just see all of that, Harish. That is how you will be able to find out. It's kind of full body checkup. Okay.
Sure, and definitely you can also try and see if some of the HRs can give you feedbacks on your interviews. Maybe if you ask 100 of them, maybe 2 of them will reply to a feedback
Yes.
email. Okay, we have Devansh who is asking, will it be a good move to answer them while cross questioning their questions?
Okay, Devansh. Okay, so good. So few people believe that answer to a question can't be an answer. Okay, so I would suggest to you, considering the kind of sensitive discussion you are into, unless you have got really good reason to cross question them, you don't go with that. But let me just give an example to you. Let's say they ask you something and you're not very clear about it, what they're asking. In that case, you can definitely ask them, sir, do you mean this? Am I understanding it correctly? In that case, it's all okay. Okay, but if somebody asking something, then you can't say, you can't ask, but why do you ask this question to me? But why? This is so well understood. Don't go for all these kind of things. Go with a very simple approach. If somebody is asking you something, you know the answer, go ahead with that. Or Devansh, in case you have got some specific case in your mind, please ask me, because this is how I can answer this a general question right now. Okay.
Sure. So I would like to bring out one small mistake from my team, me and my team. So we actually shared a common link with all of you, thinking that it will be easier for you to sign up. So that is why we see a lot of parikshits here. So all of them are different people who have joined from the
Oh,
same
okay.
link. So they
Okay.
are not same questions by parikshit. So they are very different people who have just by chance joined through the same link. So I was just getting confused myself that okay, and I knew Parikshit is from my team, so I was just confused why is Parikshit asking so many questions. So I just realized it was the same link. Sure. I just have maybe Mr. Ajay just a minute if I can show my screen and get some basic
Why
feedback
not? Why not? Sure. Sure, sir.
feedback of the people. Before
Sure.
that, you talked about researching yourself. So, MyWays at MyWays, we have a very small, very loved tool which we call as the personality insight tool. I've shared the link in the chat box. You guys can go. It takes about 15 minutes, and our team, not our team, our platform itself helps you with some questions related to your strengths and weaknesses. And there's a small interview cracker corner there which you can see and experience for yourself. um, I don't see any other questions from people. Okay, one question is there. um, can I show desperation to get a job which I really need?
Definitely not. No, desperation is always bad. You can show the interest. You can show the willingness, Parikshit. One form of Parikshit, okay? So I'm sorry, whatever is your name. So in you can always show the willingness and your interest to join a job, but don't show the desperation, because desperation will impact your salary and all the other stuff. So show that you are the right fit and you are really, really good fit for that job profile. Just go ahead with that. Okay.
And just one follow-up question on the salary part that you mentioned. Can I show this? Like somebody's asking how to answer what is your salary? Like what are your salary expectations? If you go too high,
Yes.
it's bad. If you go too low, it's bad.
That's a good question. First of all, as a buyer uh, of that job opportunity, definitely you should know how much they generally offer for such kind of a profile. That's a research you have done. But I am assuming that everybody here is a fresher. Okay. Now, if you are a fresher, I would suggest, this is my personal opinion, I would suggest not to quote a number in the first go. Okay. Don't say for me, learning is everything, learning is my buy. Don't say all that, because otherwise that person will give you like 50% whatever they are supposed to give you. So don't say all that, but just say something like this. One of the phrase I remember from movie Godfather, right? That uh, I hope that you will offer me something which I can't refuse. Okay, so you say something like that, that I hope you will offer me something which I can't refuse, or something like that. Sir, I think I am quite capable for this job profile, but with respect to salary, I think you are a better judge to see exactly for this kind of a profile, what is the best suitable package for me, which will keep me motivated. Though I keep motivated, I am self-motivated guy. I do a lot of good stuff anyways, but money is also an important aspect, but I will leave it to you to decide how much you want to pay me, something like that, so that those guys get to know that you are not stupid. You are also aware that how much they will be giving to you. At the same time, you're not sounding again a very calculative guy right now. Both the things. Don't put a number, but be ready. Have the numbers ready with you in your mind.
Definitely looking at the JD and looking at similar profiles before going for the interview. If not
Yes.
that exact JD that the company is giving you, similar JDs definitely help. I think this would be the last question from another form of Parikshit. So he says that when I'm going to an interview, I have a lot of confidence, but when I face the interviewer, I lose all my confidence. So any hack for this? Any tips for this?
Yeah, there's just one very good hack for that is, uh, okay, just visualize whatever is your name, okay, Parikshit, that you, let me put this question like this: if you are making a presentation to your friends about a topic, let's say about data structures, to your friends, to your teacher, to your director, to the IT head of a company, think about it. What will happen? The more, the highest the level of the person to whom you're talking to, what you are doing basically, you are just changing your uh, you're changing the pressure level inside you, thinking that person will be more knowledgeable than you. That is why you are getting under more pressure. So, okay, so what you will have to do is, it's not one day exercise. It's not one day exercise. That is the exercise which you have to do every day, that be confident in your own capability. I will say one line and remember that: you know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. The person sitting in front of you should not change that identity of yourself. Your identity should not be dependent upon the person to whom you are talking to. Right now, if even if you bring Mr. Modi or Barack Obama, whosoever here, I know that I know interview stuff. I can teach them. Okay, so I can learn from them from other things. But for that time, my confidence will not go down, because I know what I know. I don't know what I don't know. So just be yourself. What you are doing, guys, you just give too much of importance to others who are sitting in front of you. Give all the respect, give all the respect, but don't really unnecessarily don't think about them. Your job is to perform whatever they are asking for. Okay.
Sure. Okay, I think I will just share my screen to present a small feedback. People can maybe again open your phone, use the code, and give us feedback for the session. We would be happy to get feedback and maybe come up with better stuff. In the meantime, Mr. Ajay, just one more question. I think Devansh is asking a follow-up question with us. I have seen some interviewers. I have also faced this in my journey till now. I've seen some interviewers where the interviewer tries to make the interviewer uncomfortable intentionally. Like, so how to tackle that? You know that they are doing it intentionally, and there's no reason for them to do this or ask such a counter question. But
Yes.
still, you have to face that question. So how do we handle that?
It's very easy, Devansh. Very easy. Okay. What will you do? Will you become uncomfortable because somebody is willing to make you uncomfortable? Answer me, Devansh. No, right? Even if somebody is willingly making you uncomfortable or unwillingly making you uncomfortable, your job is not to get uncomfortable. Why will you? Okay, answer is very simple. See, guys, always remember that the basic human traits which you have got, that should remain intact, whether you are in interview or wherever you are. If your family members, sometimes your family members might not behave properly with you, maybe your parents or your siblings or whosoever. What you do, if you reciprocate in the same manner, things will get aggravated. They are also heated up, you're also heated up, the heat will increase, nothing will cool down. To take care of the fire, you need to extinguish it, you need to use water, not fire. Okay, so you need to just be cool down. Don't try to ignore them. If they criticize you, say that with all due respect to you, sir, let me just explain this. Just use some polite words and go ahead with that. If you ignore them, then they will feel like you are becoming over smart. So use proper sentences and just politely keep giving answers. If they say, oh, I think, Devansh, you are not worth of your salt, you are not good enough for this role, okay, we should hire another guy, what do you think? Then you say that okay, I really respect your experience. I would like to believe that I am quite worthy for this job, and if you think that I am not worthy, I would definitely like to know that why do you think so. Okay, so if you can please tell me like that. Okay, like that you handle.
Okay. Uh, okay. I think there's one question. So again, very open-ended from our end. What what parts did you like about the session, and any suggestions on how we can improve from my ways perspective? Also, what else do you want to see? What else doubts do you have? You can go to a YouTube channel. You can go to Mr. Ajay's YouTube channel. There was so much content there. I'm sure you'll get a lot of help. That was all from our end. I hope all the students got some information, and I will send you an email with all the links that we shared. Definitely the organization, Mr. Ajay talked about the organization which has all the job descriptions, his YouTube channel, and the personality insights link. I will send all of you on email. Thank you so much, Mr. Ajay. Thank you so much for always for being so active and prompt and saying yes in 1 minute, I think, in our first call itself. Thank you for doing this for our students. Um, Everyone who still has doubts, please feel free to WhatsApp us. We keep on having these sessions. We'll surely maybe call Mr. Ajay himself again in a few weeks and have him talk to you again. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you, Mr. Ajay, for your time.
Thank you so much, Tanvi, and thanks a lot, everybody. You were really, really great audience, and I really loved it. A lot of energy in the room.
Yes, and thank you, Parikshit. So many Parikshits we have. It became a good joke. Okay.
Okay,
Good
thank you.
evening, everyone. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.